Down to London. Yeah.
Hi, can everyone hear me? I'm standing here before the new term has even started at my university, Goldsmiths, and before we've even, got back started into our lessons. You can already see the student movement is starting to get back into gear, and it is starting to show its teeth in Scotland. 4 universities have already gone into occupation in solidarity with England, which is an incredible act of solidarity when you think that they don't have to pay the fees that we do. A national education demo has already been called for the 9th of December, and even here in Manchester today there are thousands of students here to tell the Tories that our fight is far from over. We all know that the student movement lost steam after the vote was lost in December, and we've seen firsthand how it can go up like a rocket and down like a stick. And to some extent this was due to a lack of a broad united workers' movement behind the students. But just look at what that student movement kick-started, and look how much things have changed since the 9th of December. Last year we saw the UCU lecturers on strike, and students up and down the country coming back out to support them. At Goldsmiths alone, we not only occupied our management offices in solidarity with UCU, but we also helped to reinforce the picket lines to make them as strong as possible, and on the June 30th we had a flying picket so we could stand strong with workers across the borough. So the question of student power is back, and how much power we have on our campuses is clear. Our management, our vice-chancellors are scared of us, as they should be. The hypocrisy in taking huge salaries while they're cutting jobs and courses is obvious to everyone. If you look at London Metropolitan University, the management have completely failed. Yet instead of having their salaries cut, something like 80% of courses at that university are now being slashed, including the only Afro-Caribbean centre in the country. And this year, when they try to implement the changes in the higher education white paper, when they try to privatise and marketise our universities, we will fight them every inch of the way. We mustn't forget how close we were to winning our battle last year. We forced the coalition to take every measure they could to force a vote forward in order to win, because how great the pressure was after Millbank. So the question is, how can we win the battles we face now? We need a radical mass movement in the education sector, and that's why Education Activist Network is so central and so important. Because through EAN we can win the argument around resisting the changes in the white paper, but we can also win the argument about student worker solidarity. We should be looking to Egypt, where in Cairo at the American university, the students have gone on general strike in solidarity with their lecturers and kicked out the management.
Yes.
We want to see a national education shut down on the 30th of November. We want all our universities to be closed, and students are central to making sure this happens. The Education Activist Network conference on the 29th of October is going to be incredibly important to building this, so everybody in education should be there. What our strategy and what our message needs to be for 30th of November is all out and stay out, both students and workers.